Did you know that
Please don't throw a stat at me that quick, dude. I wasn't ready. My brain had panic about. Stop looking stuff up, Tyler. You're giving me a panic attack.
Sports.
Welcome back to episode 6 of the Harvester Sports Podcast. I'm Austin.
I'm Noah, and behind the camera,
I'm Tyler.
And Noah, if you could describe this podcast in 3 words, what would you say?
oh, I'd say crazy, lit, movie.
Oh, yeah.
Lit, crazy movie.
We have a great one for y'all today, so hope you enjoy it. If we're bringing up Kirk Cousins, do we want to talk about what just happened? The Vikings fans know what's happened. They know. They saw it.
Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, they were driving that last possession, and then Vikings just can't kick field goals, I guess.
Morally, what do you think hurt more, that or the Blair Walsh one? Probably the Blair Walsh one, huh?
Well, Blair Walsh was playoffs, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Against the Seahawks, right? Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I think so. Yeah, but this one's week 2, so you can convince yourself that the Vikings are still going to be a good team this year.
Well, there's some Viking fans that they've already jumped off the thing. They're like, we're tanking first pick that fast. Our boy Sawhill, he's always saying we're going 0-4 already. Because they're playing, I think they're playing the Browns and they're playing the
Seahawks.
The Seahawks. It might be wraps.
Yeah, that's tough. Especially if you can't make a field goal.
Yeah, so the Vikings today, they played the Cardinals, right? Kyler Murray was going crazy. He had like something like, what was it, Ty? He had like 3 touchdowns in the first half, Kyler Murray, at halftime. It's like that. He was doing great. Vikings just struggling, I guess, today. Rondell Moore, the rookie, had a touchdown, I think. Maybe even 2. I think
he was wide open on that one.
Yeah, I think it was a blown coverage, right? I'm guessing. But you can't be that wide open. But still, that's got to be demoralizing to lose like that the first week and then to lose again like this the second week. You're starting off the year not looking too hot.
289 yards, 4 touchdowns, and an interception.
That's for Kyler? The first half or total?
Who was that?
That was total. Yeah.
289 yards.
I know he went off in the first half. They kind of
I thought I saw something. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he threw the 3 in the first half for me.
Yeah. Well,
see, the rookies were struggling today. Some of the rookie quarterbacks.
Oh yeah.
Especially Zach Wilson. His first 2 passes were interceptions.
Yeah. And Joe
Burrow had the
Joe Burrow. I think it's the first time in
3.
7 years that quarterback has thrown on 3 straight passing attempts, 3 straight interceptions. That's beautiful. That's like sometimes you got to hold on to those records, and
you're just knowing that your name is in the history books.
Yeah, he's locked in for a while, but that can't happen again.
Yeah, I
one,
hope that's not getting replaced with another record soon.
After one, you're like, dang, okay, next one. All right, that sucks. We won't do it a third time, and then right back.
Yeah, and if you're the coach, like at what point do you like put somebody else in?
Yeah,
I feel like after that many, you're like, okay, it's just not his day. Like, we're better off with literally anybody else.
Yeah, hey Joe, let's just throw a little check down. Let's just relax. Let's just break it up a little bit. Just breathe, run the ball a little bit. Let's just breathe, dude. We don't need to be throwing. No, we don't need to be dime dissing every second. And Zach Wilson, I think, was just garbage. I don't think you can explain
Do you think that if you were a rookie quarterback coming in, would you be more tempted to just be airing it out all the time to try to like assert yourself as like in the league, showing that you're good, or would you do the like kind of the opposite where you're just doing check downs, little passes where like
the Mac Jones approach?
Yeah, exactly. Where like you don't necessarily hear about Mac Jones having as many like crazy plays, but when you look at his stats, his completion percentage is like probably the best out of all the rookies.
Yeah, but okay, the Jets played the Patriots today, right? I think so. Yeah. So obviously one of the rookies throws 4 interceptions, the other doesn't throw any interception, but also doesn't throw a touchdown. But Mac threw for 183 or something like that, threw 183, but he got sacked like 3 times and he fumbled once. But like I still would rather take that and win the game than throwing 4 and losing the game, I think.
Yeah, well, and I think that's also part of being on a Belichick offense is that he's like I feel like it always gets distributed.
It's like munching
who the
down
star
the field.
of the game
Yeah,
is. Like even with like receivers, you never know like which receiver is gonna get either 0 targets or like 10 targets that game.
It's really spread out. It's kind of like how the Raiders usually are, right? You like when you watch a Raider game, like people are like, oh, they feed Darren Waller, but really it's very spread out. Like you're seeing, especially last year. Remember we were getting like random wide receivers are catching balls and stuff for Derek.
Well, that's what happens when you have like multiple weapons. Like when you have a good slot guy, a good fast guy, a good tight end, like all these different pieces, then you can kind of a lot more stuff starts to open up, and you can keep defenses guessing more.
Do you also think that like having to spread the ball around, does that mean you have too many weapons, or do you think that means you have no weapon and you have to, and you're just like, please, does anybody catch it?
No, because I think that usually means you have a lot of talent.
Yeah.
Because usually I think teams that don't have any talent tend to find one guy that they like convince themselves is gonna be good, so they just target him relentlessly. But I don't know.
I think like the Raiders with Darren Waller. Obviously, he's like, I'd say best tight end in the league by far. But I mean, obviously we know like they spread it around to Brian Edwards. Brian Edwards was the one that led them down the field in the overtime to win the game. So I don't know.
And Brian Edwards.
And then Zay Jones. You never hear about Zay Jones on ESPN, but
you don't hear about Zay
balling
Jones.
too.
Willie Snead has first catch for the Raiders today after the mistake of last game. Also, Brian Edwards, he had a touchdown called back today too, right?
Yeah.
And that red zone was depressing because it was 3 straight penalties. I think back to shoved us back, right?
Mm-hmm.
Those hurt the most. Penalties gotta hurt the most.
We had that one last week against the Ravens. Remember when
we're on the one,
on
right?
the one
and it took us back,
to win the game.
And then the Willie Snead interception.
Yep, exactly.
I'm calling it the Willie Snead interception because that wasn't Derek's fault.
We can't blame it on him. No.
Yeah, we can't blame it on our boy. Not our boy, dude.
You could blame
You
it
gotta
on.
be ready for
No,
the
you
heat,
gotta
man.
blame it
You
on.
gotta be ready for the heat, man.
Whichever Ravens player it was that got hit in the face, that his helmet like deflected perfectly into the air for somebody else to catch it.
Do you
It's
think
his fault?
Harbaugh's comment about
What'd he
Darren
say?
Waller? He thought it was funny. He said, "How we lose that man?" in the post-game interview.
Yeah.
We lost to him.
Yeah, that's gotta be really weird because I mean, in the NFL you're always playing against like everybody's always playing their former teams and stuff. But I think Waller, it's a different dynamic than most.
How did they? The story behind how the Raiders got him is so sick. Didn't we play them and then like on the way home we picked him off of the practice
Yeah, I think
squad?
it was a practice scrimmage or something, and they said
That's so
was that
sick.
guy.
Because also we low key finessed the man. We gave him a contract before he was lit, right? We gave him a 6-year contract, like right away.
Yeah, I don't know how long it is, but I think it's a big
I
one.
think as soon as that contract's up, you give him $400 billion in 30 years and say you're going to be a Raider for life, and then you're going to own the team.
Give him $400 billion and a gold jacket that says Hall of Fame on it.
Dude, I was like, we're both
retired.
Yeah,
number
we're
on the
both
spot.
Raider fans. It would hurt more than Khalil Mack leaving to me, I think, if I had to watch Darren Waller walk away.
Yeah, well, it's different. There's a different feeling of like when you have players that like you draft high and they turn out to be like worth drafting that high versus players that you like sort of just take from like nobody expects them to be anything like a top tier talent and then they rise up and do super good. It's a different feeling.
Last year he signed a 4-year, $29 million. So he gets $7 a year pretty much. So for what he's doing, it's just crazy.
That we
There's
got
not
him on
money.
that type of deal,
exactly.
He deserves more money. He's going to get more money. He's going to get paid for sure.
2019, sorry, that's when he signed it.
Okay,
So
it's
maybe-
2 years
maybe
ago?
2 years ago, yeah.
Okay, so he's like 2 more years. He's going to get the bag. He might take Mark Davis's job, and he might own the Raiders after this. It might be Raps.
Or
Is that
are you sleeping on his music career taking off simultaneously? You listen to him on Spotify?
Does he have music?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he makes beats. He raps.
Why are you rubbing your hands and going, yeah? You listen to that thing?
He's listening to D-Wall out there. He knows.
Who's better at
He
music?
knows he's hyping himself up in the gym listening to that.
Oh, I know you're about to say Damian Lillard or...
Yeah, Damian Lillard or D-Wall.
Oh.
Who's better?
I don't know, man.
I don't think I really listened to that much Dame Dollar Sign.
Dame Dollar is a Raider fan, dude.
Yeah, well, he's from Oakland or Bay Area or something like that. But there's a lot of rappers in the NBA, right? Isn't Lonzo raps too?
Yeah. There's a lot of NFL players that are starting to rap now, too. I would, you know what, dude? If you can spread your net, right? Just make the Duffy. Do what you want to do.
I think it's usually just like, I don't know. I think probably if your whole life is sports or playing a sport, then I would think it would probably be like to have another avenue to just like live your life.
You know what you
have
do?
another
You see
hobby.
him just lift that
Yeah,
leveling thing
I
up to
thought
see
he
if
was
the
gonna
air was level.
Throw
You know, like
something
this.
at me, bro.
You know what we need to do? We need every couple months, we need to have a check-in on that dude. I think he was drafted by the Titans like last year. Remember that? Like in the first round, the lineman. And then he like said he only wanted to do music. He didn't show up to any practices. And then they traded him. And then he still said he didn't want to do music. And then he's just doing music now. He left the NFL.
I have never heard about this.
Bro, you know what I'm talking about?
Is that factor cap tied?
Look it up. Look.
Did this actually happen or did you make
Titans
that up in a
offensive
dream?
lineman, just wants to be a rapper. People think I'm crazy, bro. I'm just spitting facts. He's supposed to be the fact checker, and I'm
Also,
bringing up.
keep in mind, I went over there to look at something on Ty's computer. He's not using Google. He's using Bing. What is he up to?
Why are you
over there?
using Bing? Firefox? You're looking at right now, huh? You see that thing?
I don't see any results on DuckDuckGo.
He's looking.
I was thinking we might need to get when Ty's over there, little mittens to put on his hands and we can tape it up.
Cute.
Like when like little babies so they don't
Yeah.
like poke themselves.
Oh yeah.
No,
He hurt himself.
He can't like hurt himself or twist any knobs or anything.
You
Ty
looking
needs
it
to
up?
be a man of mystery.
No cap. I
He's having.
It took me a second, but I do see like some like glimpses of hope for Austin right now. Like,
See?
That it's
his
not
name- his name's
completely
Isaiah
made.
Wilson.
Yeah, Isaiah Wilson. That's
Isaiah
it.
Wilson.
They drafted him in the first round last year.
It says he got traded to Miami.
Traded Miami, and then
got
he
cut.
and they got
Wait,
cut.
is that? Oh,
I'm
so he
still
got
looking for
cut.
it.
Yeah, he just wants to do rap, and he didn't show up to like, any practice or anything.
Oh, so it wasn't that he got like cut was bad and then or like was
No,
bad
no.
got cut and then said he
he
didn't want
got
to rap.
drafted, and then he's
Or
like, I
he
just
wanted
really want to do rap, and like didn't show up to any practice.
That's got to be like the worst case scenario if
Oh
you're a
yeah,
GM. Like,
yeah.
that's-
You couldn't do any research and say, just ask the guy like, do you want to play football? And he's like, I actually really want to do rap. Well,
Yeah,
there's our answer.
Or like all the like draft night phone calls when they
Mm-hmm.
always like call them in or like call them on the phone and are like, "Are you excited to be a Tennessee Titan or
He's like,
or whatever?"
"Yeah,
He's
I'm
like,
fine.
"Not really. I kind of want to rap."
I kind of got a banger dropping Saturday.
Like,
Dude, he's huge. He's 6'6", 350. So I
Is
kind
he?
of remember him now, seeing all the pictures and stuff.
Yeah.
When they first
you see his
drafted
rapper
him.
name on there or no?
No, but
is it
I
just
think
his
he dropped
normal?
an album called Layup Lines or like a
Layup
like
line.
an EP called Layup Lines. I'm
That's
not
a
really
good
sure.
one. That's a good name, dude. Layup line's kind of sick.
Ty shrugged. He said,
Yeah, he shrugged it. I don't
He
know
said,
about that.
"Eh."
Man. I don't know what that
he,
meant.
he should have called me, ask for EP name.
Let's talk about something that's important though, real quick. Let's talk about Derek Carr being the greatest football player of all time. All right. Well, let's for real. Let's talk about how good. Because people want us to talk about Monday Night Football. We get to talk about it yet, right? Because Tyler got us banned off TikTok for a couple of days because he posted a thirst trap on accident.
Sorry, everyone.
The man straight up, because we have this thing where it's like, all right, guys, we got to post more. And Tyler's like, we can't right now. I was like, what happened? And I'm like checking the group chat. Everyone's panicking, saying something's going wrong. I'm like, what happened? I figure out that Tyler posted a video talking about football, but he's just shirtless, just like this. Oh, yeah, man, Derek Carr. Just out of nowhere.
Well, and it got removed for minor safety, even
Yeah,
though Tyler's
the
not a
man-
minor.
the man's
And then
18.
the best was when I hit appeal. They looked at it and said,
Nah, man, we ain't having that.
Yeah, they checked it out. They said,
Nah, you're
man,
stuck
that's
with
Because you know
that.
what's crazy? Because when I looked at it, he was shirtless in like a dark room, too. It was the
Well, I
creepiest thing I've ever seen in my
It was
life.
my fault, bro. It was
Where
my
are they
fault.
taking their like their regulations from? Because
Yeah.
it's not like I'm sure there's way
I've
worse
seen
stuff on
some
TikTok.
worse on
Yes,
TikTok.
I've seen something.
I don't know what that means. What's he?
What'd you say?
I've seen some. Delete the app, bro. Delete
I've
the
seen
app.
some bad. I've seen bad stuff too. And then TikTok came at me. We're not even on TikTok. We can say whatever we want, but this isn't going straight to TikTok. We can flame TikTok, right? Facts.
No,
TikTok-
they got
No, they know, they
eyes
know.
and ears everywhere, bro. We're
There's
getting shadow
community
banned for
guidelines
sure.
Right now, bro. We're on
For real?
community guidelines, yeah.
TikTok got mad at me for posting the Steelers crate
The
challenge.
crate- Yeah, I think they
endangering
said
youth.
anybody that posts crate challenge, they weren't gonna
When
allow
my
it anymore.
whole feed was crate challenges, it was I couldn't go 2 seconds without seeing one, and then mine's like no, because they're secretly Steeler fans. I think, dude. Another conspiracy.
Do you think?
I was about to do the hand motion. You saw it.
Wow.
You got it. Go.
No, you said yeah,
Nope.
another conspiracy.
Nope, I'm
The-
done.
The last one, the last one was a banger conspiracy. I want to hear this one too.
Listen, another conspiracy theory, bro. TikTok's a Steeler fan, and we all know what happens to Steeler fans. Y'all are idiots because y'all just lost to the Raiders today, bro. Y'all just straight up lost.
Yeah, let's talk about
Y'all were
that.
talking
Let's
so
talk
much
about that.
smack.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie. I'm pretty sure half the subscribers on YouTube are Steelers fans.
Okay,
Straight
y'all
up.
aren't all dumb, but the one
I don't know what. No, everybody's hopping in the comments. And
Yes.
I get straight up DMs saying Steelers won today. I was like,
Yeah.
did
Are we
I
going to
don't
get
think we ever-
updates all 17 games if they won or not?
I also don't think we
No.
ever like really hated on the Steelers.
Because when David Carr was on, he was like, yeah, Big Ben's great. The Steelers are going to be
Yeah,
great.
he said
And then it's like,
they're looking
"You
good
guys are
this
hating
year.
on the freaking
Big
Steelers.
Ben's
What are
looking
we
like
talking
vintage
about?
Big Ben. But
Yeah.
no.
And then, you know what? I'm glad y'all lost, man. I'm so happy y'all lost.
Especially to the Raiders. Especially to us.
Especially to the
Do you
Raiders,
think
bro.
there's
That's who we want to
certain?
win.
There's got to be certain in all sports, like certain teams that their fan bases just have like really thin skin compared to other
Yeah.
ones, right? Because if you go through a season,
The 49ers.
if you go through a
gonna
season where
acknowledge that
your
one.
teams are just like awful.
He said that, and he knew he messed up people like this. He went, "Ugh." He said, "Ugh," and he like slunk back into his chair. now he's typing. Won't even look up.
Because if you're used to your team like being sort of like the butt of the joke or whatever, then I think you can take a lot. But there's some people where it's like if you're born into like being a fan of this team and then your whole life they're like playoff and Super Bowl contenders, then it's like suddenly when somebody like makes a joke about your team, you're like, oh, well, don't say that.
You lose one game and it just wraps.
Yeah, and somebody says that like the Patriots are not like gonna win the Super Bowl every year. You're like, oh, don't say that.
But I'm gonna be in the comment section looking for all these Steeler fans this week, dude. I'm gonna be looking for them. Why aren't they commenting anymore, Ty? Why aren't the Steelers fans commenting this week?
Man, they're there, man. We don't gotta yell at them. No, but we did whoop them, though. We whooped them.
We whooped them, though.
That's all.
I'll be looking, bro.
That's all they need to know.
I'll be deep in there. Y'all throwing interceptions now? To Trayvon Mullen? We throwing interceptions? Do you know who Trayvon Mullen is? No, you don't, bro. You threw an interception to him. That Monday Night Football game was probably the best football game I've seen. I think second to it was another Raider one I saw in 2016 versus the Chiefs, the primetime game in the color rush uniforms, where like Crabtree had to caught the game-winning touchdown. Remember that? Don't leave me like that. It just scared me. Remember that?
Yeah.
And they did like 3 touchdowns like 3 different times because they kept getting called back, and we had to keep going again and again and again, right? And then finally Derek threw the ball in like the front corner of the end zone.
Mm-hmm. What do you think about that ejection in the Raiders-Steelers game where the Steelers player spit on
during COVID?
During a pandemic, spit in his face.
I was so confused because he's like freaking out like, why'd I get ejected?
No,
like,
at first I didn't see that, and then they showed the replay. I was like, hang on, why is he really fighting this?
And then I was like, oh, did Solomon Thomas say something? But then I'm like, oh no, he spit, and then Solomon Thomas got pissed that he spit like anybody would.
I'd be at least a little bit upset
if you're spitting during COVID.
My face.
Yeah, if you're spitting during COVID, that sounds bad. If you're spitting during COVID, bro, you're out. You're out of there for sure. That'd be them Steelers. Don't stretch back like that.
Can we talk about the fact?
What are you looking at?
Don't look at the stats I have on my phone, bro.
Okay, go.
Okay, the Dodgers have the pitcher in the MLB with the most wins. They also have the pitcher in the MLB with the lowest ERA and the pitcher with the third lowest ERA, and those are all 3 separate pitchers. That's a stacked rotation right there.
Is one of those people Scherzer? That's all I gotta know.
Scherzer has the lowest ERA in the MLB currently at like 2.08. Joe Kelly.
What's he got?
He in my heart, he's pitching perfectly. He's pitching perfect games. Yeah. Every time he's on the mound, it's a perfect game.
Well, but it was looking rough for a little bit. Those injuries were just crazy.
Yeah, no, definitely. And now they've got more good batters too. But what do you think about the MLB is the only major like sports league in the US that doesn't have a salary cap. If it was up to you, would you implement a salary cap?
I love that LA's good and the Yankees are good. But I mean, do you need to make it fair? I don't know.
Yeah, it's tough because you got certain teams.
You're different, though, not having one. You know what I'm saying? There's something different about it.
Yeah, which, I don't know. It's tough because every once in a while you have teams that, like, despite not having a huge payroll, they do good. Like, I think the Tampa Bay Rays, they're one of the lower payrolls and one of the highest winning teams. But for the most part, the, like, top winning teams tend to be, like, the big franchises like Dodgers, Yankees, Red Sox, all the Cubs are usually another high paid one that they'll just like always be like Dodgers and Yankees might not be making it to the World Series every year, but they're always going to be like in discussion, which is sort of weird because other sports it seems like teams kind of come and go more.
Because like in football terms, like if there was no salary cap there, it would be like the Rams and the Giants, right? Like the big cities, and then like no one's gonna want to go to Minnesota to play for the Vikings.
Yeah,
right?
Well, I think it's and it tends to be like historical teams, like teams that have a lot of like the Steelers would be a big one.
Raiders,
they have a
Packers,
lot of
Cowboys.
Cowboys would be probably
even crazier than they already are
if there was no salary cap. Because then it's just left up to however much you can earn, and then it's like, how much do you charge for a hot dog so that you can pay your players more or whatever?
Well, I think there'd have to be like in baseball, are these teams with no salary cap, are these teams that like are in the the not big cities, are they like historically not making the playoffs every year because there's no salary cap? Or are they just good and like the salary cap would just push them over the edge?
Yeah, well, and also it's interesting, like, that makes it even harder to have, I mean, I don't think they'll probably have one for a while, but like expansion teams, then you come in and you're at like even more of a disadvantage than you would be in like the NFL or the NBA, because you're coming in and you've got no money unless it's just like an eccentric billionaire that bought the team or started the team.
But then like sorry, I was yawning. I'm tired, man. We came home from that Fresno game last night, exhausted. But then I'm thinking like, okay, how do you implement a salary cap? Like,
yeah, I don't know.
If you're the Dodgers and they say this is the money and you're all the way over, I'm like, I don't want to cut half my team. That's not fair to us.
Yeah.
Because then that's probably just in dead cap, and you're just giving all these guys, and you have to release half of them. You want to say something, Ty?
Oh no, it's just crazy because I was looking up what you guys are talking about.
Okay.
And in 2020, they ranked the Dodgers like as a franchise like evaluation like $3.4 billion like worth, which is like
jeez, dude.
So like when you're trying to buy an NFL team, it's like maybe a couple like 100 million, maybe something less, somewhere around there, right? Mm-hmm. This is like a 3.4 billion for like just baseball, which is crazy.
Yeah, I think also baseball team. I could be wrong, but from what I know, baseball teams tend to not be as much like the NFL teams are like Jerry Jones owns the Cowboys and like it's like one face that owns the team, but I think
it's
it
more of a
tends
group
to
purchase.
be
Like the Dodgers, I know like Magic's involved.
Yeah,
in
Magic
that.
is in there. I know they use Magic as like the face of the owners a lot,
but there's multiple
I think
owners,
he's like pretty small share of it. I think.
Yeah, I think he's like very small share. I think he's one of the.
It's just enough to be like, I own an MLB
Magic
team.
owns. Yeah.
Like I don't think like if I could buy like 1% of a percent of a team, I would do it in a heartbeat. Just says
it says
I own
Noah
this
Pitcher's
team.
the owner of the MLB.
Or like what percent of a team do you have to own in order to get the ring if you win?
Yeah, the Magic for sure got a ring, huh?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Sure.
I think.
Also, another thing I was thinking about the salary cap. Without there being a salary, or if there was a salary cap, you're never gonna get movies like Moneyball, dude. And Moneyball's one of my favorite movies ever. You ever seen Moneyball?
Yeah. No, I don't know. It's weird because because the A's were just like broke.
Yeah, and they had to do it.
You have to stretch your money
to do anything. Yeah.
Yeah, versus the Dodgers or like any other team with a lot of money, you play Moneyball in the sense that you're like smart with how you spend your money, but also you can just drop the bag on anybody.
Yeah,
you
can just drop the bag.
Good. You don't have to be like cutting corners, signing like no-name people.
I think though with the A's, I know we're talking about the A's right now. Like, I'll just like say they're moving because if they move, they're probably going to Vegas. I think, right? Then they're probably going to be making a lot more money there, right? So when the Raiders left, the Raiders making a lot more money.
They'll probably make more money anywhere other than Oakland.
Yeah. Do you think fans?
I don't know where they'll. Vegas would be a smart move. I don't know. Could you picture the A's in Vegas? You think they'd be good there?
I think if they do though, they better keep the name and the colors. It better be green.
Yeah, I think it's. I know some people have talked about like Oregon, maybe you do Portland or something like that.
Yeah.
But
that's not gonna make you any money either, bro. In Portland,
maybe
so?
I don't know. I mean, I think
the Trailblazers coming back could be sick though.
The fact that it took this long for there to be like
Supersonics
teams in Vegas is kind of insane.
Right?
What? The Supersonics?
Yeah.
What about them?
They're not in Portland. They're in Seattle.
Yeah.
Supersonics. That would make money just because the Supersonics come back. But Seattle's
not
really
they should go there. They need to go there. Clippers go to San Diego, even though they're not gonna. They're building a new
Chargers should move back, but they're not going to move back. They just built $1 billion stadium.
Yeah.
But they should be in San Diego.
Clippers are in the process of building one. They need to. I don't know. It's just tough when you're like not the best team in your city.
It's hard when you don't have a lot of money, and then you're trying to build a new stadium.
But I don't know how much of it is like with Oakland, a lot of it, the Raiders leaving and the A's probably leaving soon is because the city of Oakland just kind of sucks from what I hear. Like not the people in the city, but like the city government.
Yeah, Derek said the Raiders did not want to move at all. Like they wanted to be in Oakland forever. But
but they just wouldn't work.
They wouldn't renew their lease and stuff. Like they're like, no, you have to give us. I think the city of Oakland made some absurd number. They're like, you have to pay us like this millions of dollars just to be here.
Like, I don't know. Like you should want to have pro sports.
Yeah, you should want to have the Raiders there. And if you're like, it's just like when COVID was going on, like at the beginning of it, when Disneyland threatened to leave Anaheim. Probably weren't going to leave Anaheim. Yeah, but like.
I don't know how can
how do you
theme
move
park
all that up?
And move?
But like I think it's the same thing. Like the Raiders in Oakland, like Oakland Raiders, they're like together, just like Anaheim and Disneyland's kind of together. So if like Raiders lose, you lose all that money for the city. Disneyland moves, you probably lose. I think it's something. It's like it seems there was like over 50% of that revenue in that city is gone.
Yeah, I mean all those cities or teams bring so much revenue into the city that it's like, I don't know. If you don't have those there,
it just doesn't make sense as the city for you not to try to do everything you can to keep them there. Like I feel like the Oakland should have been throwing money at them, being like, "Stay, we'll do whatever you want, just stay here." But I guarantee the Raiders were like that. Raiders being there was funneling money into Oakland, right?
Yeah, I mean
the hotels nearby the stadium.
Anywhere that's, I mean, like where I live, the number one industry is tourism. Yeah. So if people aren't coming in, like that was a big thing during COVID, was like people aren't coming anymore. What's going to happen to like the city's economy or whatever? You
guys know one things tourism, and he has banned drive-through. Is still my favorite thing ever. It's the weirdest thing ever. Imagine banning a drive-through. I get the straws and stuff.
That's not. Yeah.
Drive-thru's so funny.
That's not the county. That's just the city. So you just have to like take a little.
Did they do that while you were there? Did they ban that?
No, there's never been drive-thrus.
Okay, because I always thought that you told me they banned that while you guys were there. So like, did every drive-thru just taking sledgehammers to it? I mean, like, no more. Everything's out.
Like, nope, outlawed these things. Yeah, and if you're caught like with a drive-thru, then you get sent to prison.
Drive-thrus are like some like sneaky thing in the back.
The punishment for having getting caught with a drive-thru is like
it's just death.
6 years in prison. What are you in here for? I run a McDonald's franchise. We got caught with a drive-thru out back, sneaking people in like a speakeasy.
Yeah, instead of sneaking people like drugs and stuff, you're just bringing their McDonald's bag around the other side. Hey, delivering it. Hey, you didn't get this from here, man. You didn't get this from here.
Well, I need to look into like Sonic. How Sonic it's not a drive-thru. Well, there is a drive-thru, but you pull up.
It's technically not drive-thru.
And they bring out a little.
But also, our Sonic in this town is just straight crackheads. And it is not a place you want to be parking.
I mean, I don't know. I think there's certain restaurants where like you go for like that's the vibe though. That's what you want.
Yeah, you go to see people like screaming at each other. Like,
yeah, it's the same thing. Yeah. Like if you want a chicken sandwich, but you want somebody to tell you like, "My pleasure, have a nice day." You go to not Chipotle, Chick-fil-A. Yeah. But if you
Chipotle's on your mind right now.
Chipotle's always on my mind. But if you want to just get screamed at and have a good chicken sandwich, then you go to Popeyes, and it's just a war zone in there.
The most Tyler's ever been mad at me. He'll remember this story. We were in the McDonald's drive-thru one time, and he ordered a what do you order, Ty? It's Oreo Freeze, right? Something like that.
A McFlurry?
Yeah, McFlurry. And the girl opened the window and went to hand it to me and squeezed it, and it went all over my face and all over my car. And for some reason, I had a panic attack. And she said, "Do you need?" She
said, "I can get you some napkins."
And I said, "No, thanks." For some reason, and I just started driving away. And this dude punches me and he goes, "What are you doing? Why aren't you getting napkins?" I was just straight panic.
I'd probably say no too, honestly.
Yeah, I
would just drive off.
She went boom. I'm so sorry.
Did she give you another one or no?
No, I think we just.
Dude, this man said no, thank you, and then just started driving. I was like, what is going on in his head? And he smiled too. He smiled at the girl. He said,
dude, just Oreo all in my car everywhere.
It was great.
He said, "Nah, good one."
See ya.
I was like, "You got me, dude. You got me. That was a good one, dude."
Like she was like pranking you with it?
Yeah, she freaking bazinga. It just got me, dude. I don't know
waka.
I'll never say waka waka again. I haven't heard that in so long.
From
Muppets?
Yeah, what's his name? What's the bear's name?
Winnie the Pooh.
Nope.
Cookie Monster.
Bro. What is
he looking at? We need a camera on him, bro.
Can you fact check that? Is Cookie Monster a bear? I don't think he is. I think he's a monster.
What else?
he's a cookie monster.
It just connected.
He's a monster is his species.
Yeah.
Cookie Monster. He's one of a kind. Or is there? There's never any other cookie monsters.
I don't think there's ever any others. I liked, my favorite was Super Grommet. Remember
like the
Super
Daredevil?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm thinking of
please no.
Okay, what's the
Grommet was the
blue Muppet with the Gonzo. I'm thinking of Gonzo.
You said don't do me like this? We can't talk about freaking Winnie the Pooh no more.
Grommet, the claymation guy.
Wallace and Gromit. You remember that?
No, what's Super Grommet?
No, Gromit was the blue guy from
Wallace and Gromit.
Sesame.
And he wasn't blue.
Street.
Winnie the Pooh?
Okay, he's making stuff up, bro.
Winnie the Pooh.
The sad one, the donkey.
Austin's talking the talk.
What are
No.
we talking about, man?
You just
What's
the
going
sad
on,
one,
man?
the
Do I
donkey.
need to bring up stats about Winnie the Pooh?
You
I'm
know-
confused.
Winnie the
Here,
Pooh.
I'll get some stats.
What is he looking up stats
Yeah.
for?
Dude,
Guy, okay. Did you know that
please don't throw a stat at me that quick, dude. I wasn't ready. My
No,
brain
I was-
had panic about. Stop looking stuff up, Tyler. You're giving me a
listen,
panic attack.
sports, okay.
Alright.
The Washington football team, their quarterback is
Taylor Heineke.
Yep, and did you know that when he started his
Don't look.
when he started his first or played in his first NFL game last year,
Mm-hmm.
he had to postpone his final exams because he was still taking online classes.
He was still taking classes.
Yeah, he was taking online classes because he wasn't a starting quarterback. I don't.
Can we have a
guess he
speed
wasn't
run of
making the
what
bag
college
either.
was he taking classes at?
Okay. This reminds me of something. It could be the most
Cal
dumb
Poly.
idea ever.
Here we go.
But imagine if college was more like a D League thing, right? Like how there's baseball, right? And they have their AA, AAA, that stuff. What if college was just that?
And you get
And I
called
c-
up.
Say yeah, bro.
Yeah. What if
wanna-
I told you
I wanna
it's called
pick-
the draft?
Dude, no.
So
Like,
you're saying
I went Chase Young, but
No, I
his
messed up.
sophomore year.
I just kicked
You know what
your
I mean?
camera for sure.
Ty, I got a real question for you. All right.
Hit me with it.
October 19th is the first day of the NBA,
Mission Red Part, October 18th.
and if I'm not mistaken, that's also the first night of the new season of The Bachelorette. So what are you watching?
I thought you were gonna see the new
Oh.
season of Fortnite. I was ready.
I mean,
I don't know why you'd say that. Obviously, I'm an NBA fan, so obviously I'm gonna be watching The Bachelorette. 'Cause let's be
Yay!
real, you already know.
the last they did 2 Bachelorette seasons this year.
It
This
was
year
great.
there's been 2.
There's no Bachelor. We're just going straight Bachelorette.
No, they did 2 Bachelorette seasons back
Oh,
to
yeah,
back,
is it
and the last
Bachelorette?
Bachelorette was whack.
Facts.
Come at
Wag. She's
Katie,
she's
I'm
ugly.
officially
She's ugly.
calling you out.
I'm on her head. She's ugly.
for gaslighting my boy.
What was his name?
Remember that dude flamed her, and he was
Steven?
like, he was just like straight out of nowhere, like, "You're the worst woman of all time. I never want to be with you." Remember that dude?
Did he, in the last season?
Yes, he was like,
Dude, that's okay. I've thought about this a lot.
he was like, "I don't want you to be the mother of my children. I'm out." And he just left, and she's like,
I've thought about
Let's
this
be
a
real.
lot.
Who
That
watches Bachelor?
I've thought about this a lot. If I could go on The Bachelorette, I would go on, and no matter what the girl was like, I would just humble her at every occasion.
Yes.
Because they just assume that all the guys like the girl.
Dude,
It's the
because-
girl. It's like, do I like the guy?
What if
But
he
it's never
kicked
questioned the
out?
other
What
way
if he
around.
kicked out
"Dude,
the first day?
no
No,
one."
I would leave on my own accord. Before the first rose ceremony, I would say, actually, I think you kind of suck.
Yes.
Leave in a
Dude.
limbo. Remember that guy
Yeah,
that's in a limbo?
Because here's the dude, yeah.
And then I would
Yeah.
drive out when the limo pulls up to take me away.
13 chicks walk
I'd
out.
kick the chauffeur out. I'd hop in the front and then just do burnouts in the parking lot on
Yeah.
my way out.
He can take your.
Here's the
spot.
thing, dude. If I would never go on The Bachelor because you're like, everyone's like, I'm gonna try to find, oh my bad, trying to find my wife, and then you're like, so you go on a date with her, and then you're like, she's going on 15 other dates. How was last night? You have
She-
fun
she
with
doesn't-
Jason?
She doesn't remember what my favorite color was. Obviously,
Yes.
she doesn't remember.
How was last
Hey,
night?
if she
Me and
doesn't,
Michael went
if
to
she
the
doesn't
freaking.
know what your if she doesn't know what your favorite color is,
Yes.
and she's getting confused with the favorite colors of other guys,
she-
Yes.
she's
if
just not the
she-
one. She belongs
if
out
she-
on the streets. Speak it,
I
Ty.
almost
Speak it.
panicked. I almost panicked because I remember there was a stat on Fox News that said 50. Let me get close to the mic. There was a stat on Fox News
Dropping some heat.
that said 50% of women have a backup plan while they have a boyfriend. Let me just leave you with that, bro.
I have a girlfriend right now. I need to reevaluate. Here's the thing. Are you calling somebody live on the pod?
I was gonna phone a friend.
Is that Rebecca?
No, it's Sahil.
Oh, I was about to say he wasn't lying.
So you're up to the mic right now. Tell us about the game today.
Bro, I don't want to talk about it.
You have anything you want to get off your chest? You can talk about anything right now.
We're cursed.
Saul, what kind of animal is Cookie Monster?
Cookie Monster?
Yeah.
A sloth.
That's the worst answer.
Wait.
Isn't he just a monster?
No, he's a sloth.
He said that so confidently. Is that
Get him
fact?
off the phone.
Is that facts?
Cookie Monster's a sloth. Why am I playing 20 questions?
Get him out of here, dude.
All right, let's.
All right. Last night, me, Tyler, Cooper, who's my younger brother, we all went to the Fresno State versus UCLA game in UCLA in the Rose Bowl, and that might have been one of my favorite like events I've ever been to. It was such an amazing game. It came down to, I think, what we say. What did we say when they scored? We said 54 seconds in a dream.
54 seconds, a timeout in a dream.
54 seconds, a timeout in a dream.
On our own 20.
On our own 20. That's all they needed.
Yep, that's all we needed.
And we scored, and there was 18 seconds left, right?
Yeah, 18 seconds left before the last play. Yep.
And that man threw, I think it's a picky for the right to end the game, or just dropped it.
He threw like a short route. He did like some stuff, but
Yeah.
they did not get any yards. It was over once we scored.
It was once we scored. It was literally over, and I've never been so proud to be from the Valley, watching them just heckle these UCLA fans the whole time. I'm hearing mommy's credit card got you here. I'm hearing all this stuff next to us. These girls in front of us, was we would bark when we scored. After they scored, they would go hurr, hurr, and start like puppy whimpering to us. And this dude was just screaming at some random girls.
In high school when we would play the public schools. And
oh yeah.
We'd chant during the volleyball games, chant "We like free points," and then they'd hit us with the "We like free education." Free tuition.
They always hit you with the "God's on our side for free." They hit us with that too. Yeah. That one hits different also. But that Fresno game was just so good, dude. It was so much fun. Ronnie Rivers, the running back, number 20. He's so much fun to watch.
Number 8, I thought balled out. Ty Jones.
He's
one of my personal favorites. The wide receiver. He's
dude, like Fresno just has so many studs, and it's like makes me so happy that they scout in the Valley and they're getting kids from the Valley, and they're not going like these big name schools and just picking kids from everywhere. But there's so much talent in Bakersfield and then Taft and all these places next to us that like it just makes sense to just look for the places that are close to you, because Fresno, we love Fresno. They fumbled the bag a little bit with Josh Allen. They fumbled the bag for sure.
That was a tough one.
That hurt, because that man wanted nothing more to go to Fresno. He grew up watching my dad and watching Derek play there, and he wanted nothing else. And they said, "You're too small. You're out." And now this man is top 5 quarterback in the league in the NFL.
Yeah.
And Cal Poly, as I was hype texting Noah about the Fresno game, he was texting me, "That's cool. We're down 60 in the first half." Tell us how that went, Noah. How'd that go?
I mean, here's all I'm going to say about that one right now.
Mm-hmm.
We played South Dakota, right?
They came on.
When that game was over, we lost. We lost pretty bad.
Mm-hmm.
But one of those teams went back home to where they live on the beautiful central coast of California. And one of those teams got on a plane and flew back to South Dakota. You tell me who's a winner and who's a loser.
Facts.
At the end of the day,
At the end of the day, do you feel good about that win when you're sitting in your dorm room in South Dakota?
That's literally what my girlfriend Rebecca texted us after we won. She said, "Have a fun 3-hour drive home." I was like, you know what, dude? You're kind of right, dude.
I think with any sport, I mean, going far away places is kind of tough, because you're like, I think it's high risk, high reward, because that flight back has got to be sick if you come with like a quick or like a great win.
Oh, yeah. You're sleeping like a baby.
Kind of tough if you don't. Like, I think about that a lot with like the Olympics. If you get like, if you choke in the Olympics after training for 4 years, that flight back from Tokyo has got to be tough.
You know who else is coming back, Ty? After a road win, smooth sailing home, sleeping like a baby? Our boy Derek Carr and the Raiders, huh, Ty?
Now, if we can talk about the Raiders for 1 minute. So we beat the Ravens week 1.
Yep.
Correct?
And a great game, overtime game.
Yep. And the game
one of the best games ever.
The game going on currently is the Chiefs-Ravens game.
Yep.
Which the Ravens are currently, they're tied right now.
Yep.
They're tied with the Chiefs.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just saying, they beat them. We're already better than the Chiefs by far.
Yep.
Whoop them. Now with a better defense. Is it just an easy walk to the playoffs?
I mean, before they lost to the Buccaneers, we were the first team in 2 years to beat them? The Chiefs, right? When we won?
I think
it's something crazy like that, right? It was it was over a year. We were the first team in over a year to beat them.
Ty was just telling me that Pat Mahomes is washed too.
Yeah, he's washed.
He said
he's out of his prime.
You said top 20 quarterback in the league?
20's pushing it. I said 22.
Yeah. It goes him, then Teddy, I think.
Yeah. I don't know. Teddy played kind of good today. I'd probably give
Teddy actually balled out against the Jags.
But just the Raiders defense, it just looks so much better than it has. And I'm actually after Derek scores, but they're always gonna score, right? Once the defense goes in, I'm like, oh, I can sit back, right? Because like in the years past, I would be like, okay, they're gonna score in 10 seconds, and we're gonna have to go right back on offense. But now we're actually making stops. Carl Nassib is playing insane. All these guys, Yannick's playing insane with a hurt hamstring, I think it was, right?
Max Crosby looking like the GOAT.
Max Crosby looks like the GOAT. All these guys are
You
just
got
playing
the-
so much better.
You got the AFC Defensive Player of the Week, which was sick.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
some acknowledgement for our boy.
Yeah, some acknowledgement for the Raiders.
And I think
Yeah, I don't
everyone
know
likes it,
when was
yeah.
the last time they won any sort of defensive award.
Yeah, when was the
before
last
that?
time you saw a Raider defensive player of the week
Don't
award?
talk about that. You can make me have trauma of Khalil Mack.
Yeah.
Oh, that's probably
that's
was the last
true,
time.
yeah.
Maybe.
Casey Hayward's doing great. He was injured every 3 plays because he's an old man.
He's just old man.
He's an
he
old
just
man,
wants
yeah.
some time to rest. But
But
it's
ju-
all right. We'll give
yeah,
him it.
it just feels good. And also, is it funny to you seeing teams playing around Hunter Renfrow now, like our boy?
Yeah, it's really interesting to see like which, because that was when the Raiders played the Ravens. It looked like
Yeah.
they're like playing cover 0, like
Yeah.
with no safeties or
At
whatever.
the
they were
very end of the
doing.
game, they
Yeah,
backed the
there's,
D tackle up to try to
the
pick
whole,
it off.
The whole game, it seemed like they were really like playing for the slot. Like they were really,
Yeah.
really covering Hunter Renfrow.
It's
and
so-
then Waller's just going deep
Yeah.
and getting.
It's so funny that they're like, okay, who are we gonna cover? Let's cover Waller and then Hunter Renfrow. It's so funny. They're so different players.
Yeah, I think that's what makes a good offense is you have to have like, not just one
Yeah.
like style of receiver, but like they've got all these different.
Well, I
types of
really
guys.
like what Henry Ruggs is doing.
So I
24
looked
28
over there
right
a
now.
little bit ago and saw Ty flexing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do that sometimes.
It's
fun.
currently
He just-
24
he just-
28.
Sometimes
Jeez,
I'll look
9
over there.
minutes left.
You just catch Ty flexing.
Yeah, bro. It's in my feels, man.
Real quick though, just to end it with the Raiders and stuff and in the podcast, like Derek's looking great. Derek's looking like an MVP this year, like 2016 Derek again. We just need like the Steelers game was great. Derek was looking great. Waller's looking great. Everyone's just looking good. I'm just feeling really positive about this season. I think.
I'm feeling good about
Here we go.
the GOAT Carissa Moore being the first ever person to win a gold medal surfing in the Olympics and a World Surf League championship title in the same year.
Attaboy,
What a
dude.
legend.
Attaboy.
There we go.
Stat of the week. Stat
Also,
of the
first
week.
year with it in the Olympics, but we take those.
Ty, ready?
Those.
Way to rep the USA.
Stat of the week. Stat of the week.
Also, I'm pretty sure the top 3 male surfers are
Mm-hmm.
all Brazilian right now.
Well, I mean, we kind of expected that, but it's all right.
Do we expect that?
Yeah, they've
Yeah, we
been
did.
tearing it up.
They're good. They're good.
Tear it up.
They're all right.
Alrighty, boys.
I could probably drop it on any of them though, but that is what it is.
Alrighty, boys. Well, boys and girls, thank you for watching the pod, and we'll see you next week.